Hey guys, bring it in. Huddle up. It's time for another HP Storage Chalk Talk with HP Storage guy Calvin Zito. Growing up in Batavia, New York, I had a two-wheeled bicycle to get around town. It was a small town, and it worked perfectly fine for what I needed to do. And given my age and my lack of capital, it was my best option. But as I grew up, went to college, and started my job with HP, this architecture for getting around just didn't work anymore. I needed something faster that could get me to where I needed to be. This is exactly the same situation that's happened in IT infrastructure. We moved from the mainframe to distributed computing to now virtualization and cloud computing. And as these changes have occurred, storage has had to change along with it. We've moved from direct attached storage to SAN attached storage to what's next? Well, I'm not sure storage architected for distributed computing 15 to 20 years ago is what we need today. Well, I'd like to introduce you to the HP 3PAR StoreServ 7000. What I want to do is walk you through some of the key challenges and how 3PAR addresses those. First, you need to reduce upfront costs as well as ongoing costs. The new HP 3PAR StoreServ 7000 is efficient. We reduce storage costs by reducing storage capacity by 50%, guaranteed. And we do this without the performance trade-offs, thanks to hardware-enabled thin technologies and autonomic tiering. Next, managing storage shouldn't require a dedicated storage expert. It needs to be easier. The HP StoreServ 7000 is effortless. We help you reduce your management time by 90% with autonomic management that makes storage self-configuring, self-provisioning, and self-optimizing. Next, you need to eliminate inflexibilities and boundaries that prevent you from meeting changing business needs. The 3PAR StoreServ 7000 is bulletproof. Its Tier 1 features now in economy size. Things like quad controller resiliency, multi-tenant design, SSD support, mixed workload optimization, allowing you to double your VM density without doubling your storage capacity. The last challenge is moving between classes of systems and refreshing infrastructure is slow, expensive, and can require complex services. The HP 3PAR StoreServ 7000 is future-proof. You have the freedom to grow in any direction by upgrading controllers, processors, disks, ports, or even systems for virtually limitless scale. HP 3PAR StoreServ is the world's most advanced system, the same system deployed at 8 out of the world's top 10 service providers, and is now available across the entire mid-range, eliminating class distinction between mid-range and Tier 1, delivering on the promise of storage without boundaries. With this announcement that we're making, HP now has a complete portfolio of HP 3PAR. We'll talk about some of these new models. First is the HP 3PAR StoreServ 7200, redefining the mid-range from only $25,000. The next new model we have in the portfolio is the HP 3PAR StoreServ 7400. This is Tier 1 storage at less than $40,000. And then there's the existing products, the HP 3PAR V400, now known as the StoreServ 10400, and the V800, now known as the HP 3PAR StoreServ 10800. Now HP has one architecture with common Tier 1 data services from the mid-range to the high-end, eliminating class distinction between mid-range and Tier 1 storage. Next, let's dive a little deeper into the differences between these two HP 3PAR StoreServ 7000 models, the 7200 and the 7400. First you'll notice is that the StoreServ 7400 can scale to 4 nodes. 7200 is a 2-node system, while the 7400 can be 2 or 4 node systems. The maximum number of small form factor drives each can support is also different, 144 for the 7200, 240 or 480 for a 4-node 7400. Maximum cache is different, 24 gigabytes versus 32 or 64 gigabytes for a 4-node 7400 system. Let's look at connectivity options now. Each StoreServ 7000 includes 4 built-in fiber channel ports, with an additional 8 optional available per controller pair. For iSCSI, we support 10 gigabit Ethernet with 4 optional ports per controller pair. By the way, Fiber Channel over Ethernet will be available in a future release. Let's take a look at the size of the enclosures. The The controller enclosure is the same for both units. It's a 2U chassis with 24 SAS small form factor drive slots, and of course with the 7400 we can support up to 2 of those. There are 2 disk enclosures to consider. First, the SAS small form factor drive chassis, which holds 24 slots in 2U, and a SAS large form factor drive chassis that holds 24 slots in 4U. I want to take a moment to speak to our EVA customers. You want to stay with what you love about EVA, its virtualized architecture, its integration with your business applications, and its simplicity. Well, we've designed the HP 3PAR StoreServ 7000 with you in mind. It even includes EVA DNA, things like Smart Start, and we are also including a tool that easily helps you import data from an EVA to an HP 3PAR. Let's talk a little bit more detail about what is included in these 2 features. First of all, the StoreServ 7000 Smart Start. It's effortless management with simplified EVA style installation and configuration, and assistance to help you through every step of the process. It also includes help for novice storage users in Windows, VMware, or Linux environments for self-installation. And its efficient storage presentation by helping you create LUNs, provision storage, and then presenting it to the server application. Then there's the HP 3PAR Online Import for EVA tool. You can easily migrate EVA data to an HP 3PAR StoreServ 7000 using the new Online Import feature. Start with what you know, driven from the EVA Command View interface. You get thin with on-the-fly thin conversion with no additional hardware or software. I've been saying for a while now how excited I am about the future at HP Storage, and now hopefully you can see why. The new HP 3PAR StoreServ storage is the gold standard for Tier 1 storage in virtual and IT as a service environments, preparing your data center for what's next, whether that is server virtualization, cloud computing, IT as a service, or whatever the future brings. With a single stack that offers a solution that's right for your budget, supports file, block, and emerging object protocols. It's the only storage platform that spans from the low end of the mid-range to the high end of the enterprise. It's simple, efficient, and agile storage designed for unpredictable mixed workloads and virtualization. It's the only storage with a single architecture, software, and management from the mid-range to the high end. The HP 3PAR StoreServ 7000. It's Tier 1 capabilities at a mid-range price. Thanks again for joining me on this edition of HP Storage Chalk Talk. I'm your host, HP Storage Guy Calvin Zito. Until next time, thanks for joining me.